And welcome to the Hillbilly Chicken Ranch. Merry Christmas 2024. We are in the 12 days of cookies hosted by CNC Farms, and I'm adding in gelatin pudding recipes by Luann's Kitchen because this is a Jello recipe that I'm using for cookies. Yes, I said it, a Jello recipe for cookies. This is Grandma Shirley's Jello Crumbles. The original recipe can be found on Reddit, and it's also linked in Pinterest. I'll try to remember to put the link in there for you somewhere in the description box below, along with the playlist. This is a very simple recipe. The original recipe said to push through a cookie press, but I went and pulled out my cookie press, and I'm missing all my little discs that went with it. I don't know what I did with them. So we're going to go with cookie cutters, and I'm going to try to cut them out into shapes. If not, I'll just get out the round biscuit cutters and use those. But I got reindeer. I've got a little snowflake, and I've got a couple of different snowman cookie cutters. So we're going to try to do it that way. So I'm going to read the recipe to you, and then I'm going to tell you the ingredients that I have added. I did change the temperature on the oven from 400 degrees Fahrenheit to 350 because I want to make sure that I'm not burning my cookies. It calls for 4 cups of all-purpose flour plus 1 tablespoon of baking powder. I am adding in a ½ teaspoon of baking soda and a ¼ teaspoon of cream of tartar. 1 cup of sugar, 1½ cups of butter softened, 3 ounces of packaged Jello, 1 egg, 1 teaspoon vanilla extract. The recipe says to cream butter, sugar, Jello, egg, and vanilla together. Gradually add the flour mixture, force through cookie press. Bake at 400 degrees Fahrenheit, which I'm doing 350 degrees Fahrenheit, for 10 minutes. I've assembled all my ingredients, and this is canned butter, canned by the Amish in 2022. This is a very good butter to use. And how do I get this lid off my jar? I go to where it starts, right here. And I'm just going to put the jar down on the counter, and it releases the air when you twist the knife underneath that rim. Very easy way to open up jars. And so this is the butter inside. I'm not going to measure this. We're going to guesstimate this because I know this is 2 cups of butter here. I am also using La Vencedora vanilla extract. This is a pure vanilla extract that I won off of Lazy Days Ahead with Jess and Lisa. So I wanted to show you that bottle because I've got all the rest of my ingredients assembled. I've measured out 3 ounces of my Jello because I only had the 6-ounce boxes of Jello, and I'm using the strawberry flavor today. Now, you could do these in any flavor of Jello that you like. You can mix and match them. You can do a number of things. So we're going to get this started. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get my butter into my mixer, and I need 1½ cups of butter. So we're just going to work on getting this into the mixer. And the reason I like this is it's already softened. I don't have to do anything to it. I can just get it out of my jar, and I'm going to say that this is very close to 1½ cups. A little bit more just to be on the safe side. I'm going to get rid of my spoon and this jar. The remainder of this will go into the refrigerator. Into my mixer, I'm going to add in my 1 cup of raw, pure sugar. We like to use the raw sugar in our household, so that's what's going in here. I'm going to add in my 3 ounces of Jello. I'm going to add in my 1 egg. That is one of our farm fresh eggs. And the teaspoon of vanilla extract. And in this bowl, I have a teaspoon of baking powder, a half teaspoon of baking soda, and a quarter teaspoon of the cream of tartar. The cream of tartar just adds something to the flour when it's baked as a cookie, and I like the taste of it. So we're going to add that in. I'm going to get rid of all of this stuff. We're going to get started with the mixer. All right, so hopefully you can see everything in the mixing bowl here. And I'm going to drop my blade down in there, and we're going to start this out slow, and it's going to get loud. I'm just going to run this until it's combined, and then we'll be back. All right, we have combined our ingredients, and I'm going to hang on to my butter knife because I want it to scrape off my spatula as I go. Now, I didn't mix in the tartar and all of that. It'll be mixed in as it goes, and we are going to slowly incorporate this into our wet mixture. I'm going to get in here with my hands for just a moment because some of the flour at the bottom did not get incorporated good, so I want to make sure it's all mixed in and form this into a ball. And it is kind of a stiff dough, so it would be very hard to press through one of those cookie presses, I do believe, unless you used a little less flour in it to make your cookies. So I'm just going to let you know that off the front end. This is my first time making this recipe. I thought this would be a fun recipe for families that had children, or you had school Christmas parties that you need to send something to, or a bake sale that was something unique. And you could actually probably frost these and make them a very pretty cookie, but they'll probably be good even without the extra frosting on there. Now, this is not a keto recipe. I'm making this actually for my husband's job, but this would make a great hostess gift or even a Christmas gift for that matter. And it's something homemade from the heart. Or you could put the dry ingredients into a couple of jars, because 4 cups of flour is a lot. You might do 3 cups of flour, add in your package of Jello flavor and all the dry ingredients in there, and then tell them the wet ingredients and how to bake this. That would make a pretty jar presentation, I think. Hey y'all, I'm almost done with the cookies. I decided to pull out the round cookie cutter just to finish out the last of this dough. And I do want to give you a couple of tips. You want a little bit thicker dough so that your cookies don't fall apart and break. And when you're cutting your cookie, you want to move that dough away and then pull your cookie out. It just works so much easier. Another thing is, if you refrigerate it like I did, you want it to get to room temperature before you start making cookies again, because the dough is very stiff and it falls apart in your hand if you don't. So I sit here and knead it for a minute. We're just going to work on this one, but I'm going to get the rest of this little stuff. Out of the bowl. It becomes very dry and crumbly if you refrigerate it. So we're going to get the last little bit of this rolled out, and we're going to get these in the oven. So I press it down with my hand first, and then I go over it with a rolling pin, spread it out, turn my paper, and roll it again. And that's all the rolling I'm going to do. And you want them a little bit on the thick side. So we're going to cut a couple of more out of this. Get what you can out of the dough, and then you just move on. I'm using 2 different size circles, and I'm going to decorate them when they come out of the oven. The reindeer, I'll show you the reindeer cookie cutter. That's what how they turned out, and I added the red nose and the eye to it after it cooked, but I added the sprinkles to it while it was cooking to kind of give it a fur look. And this one lost its tail coming out, even though it's a little bit thicker cookie. It is what it is. You know, they said to press the cookie dough, and I don't have a press that I can use, so I don't have the pieces to my press to use. So I decided I was going to cut them out, and they can be cut out. I would suggest not using these decorative cookie cutters though. I would use plain Jane cookie cutters like the circles, squares, diamond shapes, things like that. And my dog is driving me nuts today, y'all, because she's in and out. I don't know why she's going in and out, but she's going in and out. One other thing, when you take them out of the oven, leave them on the cookie sheet for a couple of minutes before you transfer them to a wire rack. All right, they're fresh out of the oven. I have some mixed candies because what I did is I took all the candies out of my old candy jars, and I'm just going to press some of these into these cookies while they're hot. No particular order or anything, just to give them a little decoration. Just press them down. You don't have to do this step. I just thought that would be kind of pretty if I can keep them on the cookies. And you want to do it while they're warm and they're soft, because these cookies get crispy and crunchy. Now, if you want a softer cookie, I would add a second egg to the batter. And I think somebody online actually said that they were kind of a crisp cookie. They got a little bit of chew to them because of the Jello in them. So they're not the prettiest cookies in the world, but at least they have some decorations on the top. I'm not going to do all of them, but I just wanted to show you that. Let them cool for a few minutes. The texture of the dough was similar to Play-Doh, if you remember Play-Doh. Matter of fact, you probably could make this into a Play-Doh if you left the egg out and let the kids play with it, and then let them make their cookies without the egg in it. So we have the Jello Crumbles, and we're going to go ahead and get these onto our cooling rack. I started to say drying rack. And they are festive enough for me. I am not looking to create anything really festive. This is just, you know, for the guys at work. And you can cook them close together. They come apart quite easily. That's what they look like, folks. So we got all our decorated cookies in one spot. You can also flip your cookie over and just press them into those pieces. Sometimes they'll stick, sometimes they won't. So anyway, that was the idea there. Again, you can frost your cookies. My little pressed cookie came out crispy. Very, very crispy. It won't be put in the box. Once these are cooled, you could certainly make you a powdered sugar buttercream frosting or royal icing and put on them, and they will be very, very delicious. Go ahead and put my almost burnt cookie on here. Clean up my mess, and we'll be back in just a moment. Good looking cookies, y'all. These taste like strawberry. So they're very, very tasty. You can use whatever flavor Jello you want to use. And my little gingerbread man cookie basket there with a homemade gingerbread stuffies in there. And then I've got Patches over here, and Patches says these are definitely Patches approved. Santa approves of these cookies also. We're going to do a taste test, and I'm going to actually grab this one because it's a little brown on the top. Nice crumb. Nice crunch. Thank you to Luann's Kitchen for gelatin pudding recipes and CNC Farm for hosting 12 Days of Cookies 24. Thank you, everybody, for watching, and may you have a blessed holiday. Merry Christmas.